Your VO2 max is arguably the most important number that you can program if you want to live a long and healthy life. So if you're like me and you hate doing cardio, you're going to have to suck it up and do more cardio, go on more runs to increase that VO2 max, to increase your lifespan and your longevity. VO2 max is an incredible predictor from everything that I've read in the literature on your longevity. It does a really good job of predicting your all-cause mortality. So as your VO2 max or your cardiorespiratory fitness increases, your risk of all-cause mortality goes down. And what's really striking is that relationship does not have a cap. You don't see it kind of taper off. As your VO2 max increases, your risk of all-cause mortality continues to decrease, which is really exciting. There was a massive study done a couple years ago with over 120,000 patients measuring their VO2 max and cardiorespiratory fitness doing treadmill exercises that actually showed that increases in all-cause mortality associated with low cardiorespiratory fitness. So if you're bad at cardio, those risks are even more pronounced or equally pronounced with risks like smoking, coronary artery disease, and diabetes. And so it is really serious to really improve that VO2 max if you want to increase your health and increase your lifespan. Another study showed that an increase in just 1 unit of your VO2 max, so just by increasing the number by 1, is equivalent to roughly increasing your lifespan by 45 days. And so by just increasing that number a little bit, you're literally increasing the number of days that you're likely to live. So how can you actually increase this VO2 max? There is a lot of folks that say that you increase your VO2 max by doing long bouts of low intensity or zone 2 cardiovascular training. The literature on this is actually conflicted. The most striking literature that I saw is that you can increase your VO2 max by either coupling that low intensity cardio with higher intensity training, like high intensity interval training or higher intensity running to get your heart rate up into higher heart rate zones closer to your maximum capacity. Or what is really striking is that you can do some of these high intensity exercises to increase that VO2 max. And so one exercise that you can try that has been shown multiple times in the literature to have a significant increase in both, kind of average individuals and then also extremely cardiovascularly healthy individuals who already have a VO2 max in the 60s are able to increase this VO2 max up near 70, up by about 10% or so by doing this exercise. And what the exercise is that you do 4x4 interval training. And so what this is that you do 4 bouts of hard, intense exercise, hard, intense running for just 4 minutes apiece. And so how this works is you need to figure out what your maximum heart rate is. You can either use a simple formula where you do 220 minus your age to get a rough estimate, or you can just run all out and figure out what that maximum heart rate is. And then once you actually go to do the exercise, what you need to do is run for 4 minutes at about 85 to 90% of that maximum heart rate, and then rest for 3 minutes. You do this 4 times on repeat. And so all in all, you're only running for 16 minutes and you're resting for 12 minutes. And just by doing this 8 or 9 weeks, you get those VO2 max increases that I was talking about. So, upwards of 10% increase in your VO2 max, even in athletes that already have a high VO2 max. And so especially if you're newer to cardio, you want to ease into this, but as you keep doing these high intensity interval sessions, you'll really increase that VO2 max, increase your lifespan, increase your longevity, and decrease that risk for all-cause mortality. More resources are in the caption.